Have you ever noticed your dog stretch the exact moment you walk in and thought nothing of it? It looks simple, almost automatic, like they're just loosening their body after resting. But what if that one movement is actually directed at you? Not random, not physical. Most people miss this completely, and once you see it differently, you won't be able to unsee it again. Let's explore this together, because it means more than you think. You walk through the door, keys still in your hand, shoes barely off, and right there, your dog stretches. Front legs out, chest low, eyes on you. It happens so fast you almost don't question it. You've seen it 100 times. Maybe you even smile and move on. But here's the question no one really stops to ask. Why does it always happen at that exact moment? Not 5 minutes before you arrive. Not while you were gone. Not randomly during the day. The second you appear, it happens. That's where everything starts to shift. Because if this were just about the body, about stiffness or muscles or waking up, it wouldn't need you to trigger it. But it does. That means something. Dogs don't waste energy on meaningless movements, especially not ones they repeat so precisely, so consistently, so specifically tied to your presence. What you're seeing isn't just a stretch. It's a signal, and more importantly, it's a signal directed at you. In the world of dog behavior, this posture is often called a bow. You've probably seen it during play. When dogs invite each other to chase, to run, to engage. But this feels different, doesn't it? There's no chaos, no sudden burst of energy, no wild excitement. Just a pause, a controlled movement, and a quiet focus on you. That's because this isn't about play. This is what some behaviorists describe as a greeting signal, a deliberate physical expression that marks a transition from "you were gone" to "you're here now." And your dog doesn't say that with words. They say it with their body. Think about it for a second. They see you. Their brain processes your return. And instead of jumping immediately, instead of barking, instead of doing something loud, they choose this. A stretch. Low, open, non-threatening. Almost like they're lowering themselves into the moment. Why? Because this kind of movement does something subtle but powerful. It opens the interaction. It creates a soft entry point between you and them. A way of saying, I see you. I'm here, and this moment matters. And here's the part most people never realize. When your dog does this, they are not just reacting to you. They are initiating something with you. There's intention in it. Look closely next time. Notice where their body is facing. Notice where their eyes go. Notice how often it happens only when you're fully in view. You are not just nearby. You are the target of that behavior. And once you start seeing it like that, it stops feeling small. Because suddenly, that tiny moment, the one you used to ignore, becomes a message. Not loud, not dramatic, but incredibly clear. Your dog is speaking. And this is one of the ways they choose to say hello to you. Now here's where it gets a little deeper and a little more personal than most people expect. Because if this is a signal, then the next question becomes, why this signal? And more importantly, why with you? Think about where dogs come from. Their ancestors didn't live in houses. They didn't wait by doors. They didn't watch humans walk in and out all day. Wolves don't do this when another wolf returns. Feral dogs don't consistently perform this kind of stretch for people either. So this behavior, this exact moment you've been seeing, it didn't come from survival. It didn't come from hunting. It didn't come from something ancient and unchanged. It came from living with you. Over time, dogs didn't just learn to exist around humans. They started to adapt their communication. They watched what made you respond, what made you pause, what made you feel something. And slowly, they refined it. Not with words, not with logic, but with timing, with body language, with moments like this. That stretch, you see, it's not just a leftover instinct. It's something that became more precise, more intentional, because of the relationship, because of you. Dogs developed signals that only make sense in a human world. Signals that are meant to be seen by human eyes, felt by human emotions. And that changes everything. Because now that moment at the door isn't just about a dog reacting. It's about a dog reaching across a gap that they can't explain, trying to meet you in a space where you understand them without needing words. And here's the part most people never think about. If this behavior was purely automatic, if it was just something wired into every dog the same way, then they would do it for everyone. But they don't. They adjust. They choose when to do it, how often, and most importantly, who it's for. That means this isn't just communication. It's selective communication, built through repeated moments, through shared time, through the way you show up in their world, calm or chaotic, present or distracted, responsive or not. Every interaction shapes it. Every moment teaches them, is this worth showing? So when your dog stretches in front of you like that, you're not just seeing a behavior that exists, you're seeing a behavior that was built around you. And if that feels a little different now, that's because it is. So let me ask you something simple. When your dog does this, do you pause, even for a second? Do you look at them and actually see it? If this is starting to feel familiar, just comment "why" below, because that small moment you've been overlooking might not be as small as you thought. And then there's a moment most people don't even notice. It doesn't happen at the door. It doesn't come with noise. It happens in the quietest part of your day, the morning, before you check your phone, before you say a word, before you're even fully awake. Your dog is already there, and sometimes they stretch right next to you, soft, slow, almost like they've been waiting. Here's the strange part. They often know you're waking up before you do, not in some dramatic way, not all at once, but in the smallest shifts. Your breathing changes, your body moves slightly, your rhythm breaks from sleep, and somehow they pick up on it. So they get ready, not by jumping, not by demanding attention, but by preparing for that moment when you return. Because to them, sleep is a kind of distance. You're there, but not really with them. And waking up, that's you coming back. So when they stretch right beside you, it's not random. It's not just starting the day. It's a transition from disconnection to connection again, a quiet reset. And the stretch becomes the bridge, a way of saying, you're back. I feel you again. We're together now. And if you've ever opened your eyes and seen them already looking at you, you felt this, even if you didn't name it. There's something soft in that moment, something steady, no urgency, no pressure, just presence. And here's what makes it hit a little deeper. If there are other people in the same space, a partner, a roommate, someone else in the room, pay attention to where that stretch is directed. Because your dog isn't just waking up. They're choosing where to place that first moment of awareness, that first expression of connection. And if it's toward you, that's not small. That means when their world comes back online, you are where it begins. Not because you're closest, not because you moved first, but because, in their mind, you are the point they return to. And maybe you've lived this moment so many times that it started to feel invisible. Just another morning, just another routine. But now, if you look a little closer, you'll see it differently. Because that quiet stretch beside you isn't about waking up. It's about coming back to you. But here's something that might change how you see this completely. Your dog doesn't do this for everyone. Not the same way, not with the same timing, and sometimes not at all. You might have seen it. Someone else walks into the room, and your dog barely reacts. No stretch, no pause, nothing intentional. But when it's you, everything shifts, and that's not random. Dogs don't spread their deepest signals evenly. They don't perform these moments just because someone is present. They choose, not based on who feeds them the most, not based on who's been there the longest, but based on something quieter, consistency, calm energy, the feeling of being understood. So if your dog keeps doing this right when you appear, there's a chance this isn't just a habit. It's a sign that in their world, you're not just someone they live with. You're someone they're connected to first. And maybe that's why this is so easy to miss, because nothing about it feels dramatic. No noise, no urgency, no obvious signal that something important just happened. Just your dog, stretching for a second, and then moving on. But now you know that moment was never empty. It was communication, not loud, not complicated, but incredibly precise. Your dog is doing this all day in different ways, with timing, with position, with small choices most people walk right past. And the stretch, it's just one of the clearest ones. So next time it happens, don't rush past it. Pause. Look at them. Let that moment land. Because sometimes they're not just reacting to you, they're reaching for you. So let me ask you something simple. When your dog stretches in front of you, does it feel calm or like they've been waiting for you to come back? If this felt familiar to you, just comment N below. Because sometimes understanding starts with noticing, and sometimes love looks like something you almost missed.